Okay, welcome everybody. Anybody who wants to take a seat, there's some seats up front, so plenty of room, come on in. Thank you all for coming, I really appreciate it. I'm going to begin the evening by introducing Reverend Christy Coburn, who's going to lead us in an opening benediction.
Let us join our hearts together in prayer. God of love and justice, we are grateful for the opportunity to gather today to celebrate our new police chief, along with his beloved family, many friends, and townspeople here in Abington. God, we know that it takes a special person to be a police officer, someone with compassion for life and devotion to community. May this ceremony tonight fill the hearts of our new police chief and all the police officers with whom he works, with honor, with grace, and with love. Let us join together and say, Amen.
Okay, welcome again. My name is Scott Lambiasi, and I'm your town manager. I want to thank you all for taking the time to join us on such a momentous occasion. I'd like to take a moment to thank the members of the Board of Selectmen. Over here, we have Tim Chapin, Alex Haggerty, Mike Kalogi, and Alex Bezanson. And up here we have our chairman, Kevin Damasio. And I would also like to take a moment to thank the selection committee, the police chief search committee. We only have 3 of the members here, but I'm glad that you made it, and we have Pete Walters, Cecilia Hartsgrove, and Helena Resendez. Also on that committee who's not in attendance that I want to thank is Jonathan McNeil and Christine Henriksen, who was the chairperson. While I'm thanking everybody, I definitely want to send a sincere thanks to Suzanne DeJessberg and her team here at the Senior Center. They did a wonderful job putting this night together for us, and it's really appreciated. So in thanking the Police Chief Search Committee, I want to thank them for that. You know, there was a lot of hard work and volunteer time that went into getting this right. The committee was tasked with assisting me in setting up some minimum standards of qualifications. We vetted over 25 up to 30 well-qualified applicants, ultimately with the goal of finding the best candidate to lead our department for the foreseeable future. We had to consider such issues as police reform, social justice, organizational culture, community policing. These were all things that we had to think about. These were the factors that were the most important, we felt, for the community and for the members of the department as we moved forward. So I feel that the committee has served the town very well. Their hard work, long hours paid off, and I'm confident that the man before you this evening, the man who will be swearing in tonight, is the chief that will work to build a department that will be the benchmark for the South Shore, if not the state. Chief has already boasted to me about what a great core group of officers that he has the privilege to work with, and I can attest to that. You know, we should be proud of each and every officer that we have on the force today. Many of these officers are going to be future leaders of this department. So today marks the new beginning of a new era in the history of the Abington Police Department. And with that, I'd like to turn the podium over to Selectman Chairman Kevin Damasio.
Sorry, just one thing before I start. Pledge of Allegiance, I do want to call up Joseph Los Cicero from Boy Scout Troop 41, if you could come up and lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hand over heart or salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Joe. So hello, and thank you for joining us this evening. It brings me great pleasure to stand in front of you here tonight. First, I do see a good amount of local community and area leaders here. I'd like to just take a quick minute to acknowledge them. If you want to stand up or give a wave when your name is called, that'd be great. We have Senator Keenan is here. We have District Attorney Tim Cruz. We have State Representative Allison Sullivan. We have Braintree Mayor Charles Kokoris here, along with many other various police departments, chiefs. Thank you for all coming. So before going any further, my name is Kevin DiMarzio, and I'm your current chairman of the Board of Selectmen. As an elected official for the town, representing each and every resident, employee, and visitor to this town, I, along with others, realized that there was something off with the culture at the Abington Police Department. This issue became a central focus of my election campaign. As you may know, the town has struggled over the years with retaining employees and also hiring them. And I can attest, unfortunately, that nothing happens overnight. But sometimes the best things, those changes, take time to progress. Over the last few years, a few things come to mind: drive, determination, and hope for a new day. That brings me to last Monday, October 4th, when a new day started at the Abington Police Department. To jump back for a second, a couple of years ago, the Board of Selectmen moved forward a study of the Abington Police Department. After a couple months, we had a very long report with close to 60 recommendations. Shortly after this, Chief Majensky notified the board of his intention to retire. I'd like to thank and acknowledge retired Chief Majensky for his 30-plus years of service to the community. At this time, Deputy Chief Cutter took over the day-to-day operations in consultation with our town manager. I'd also like to thank Deputy Chief Cutter and Lieutenant Sullivan for leading through this transition period. Many areas of the department saw changes as the MRI study recommendations were implemented. We then moved forward and created a police chief search committee who received over 30 applicants and then worked diligently to get a group moved forward to go through a battery of tests, interviews, and practical scenarios with public safety consultants. Once this was completed, there were some other issues that we had to deal with, but they were overcome, and Braintree Police Lieutenant David Del Papa was offered the role of Chief of Police here in Abington. David Del Papa comes to the town of Abington with a wealth of knowledge, experience, and also a resident. Just a few highlights of his distinguished career already: 20-plus years in Braintree Police Department, rising through the ranks to become a lieutenant, having a law degree, graduating top of his class, and being a member of numerous associations. David is now tasked with leading this great department forward in the many years to come. To say that this is a tall task is an understatement, but David will be up to that task. We're looking forward to seeing the future and where this great department will go, from implementation of the current police reform, to increasing the profile of our membership in the department, to working on retention, recruitment, and the overall culture within the department. The residents of this great town will see firsthand the results and transformation under David's leadership. So with that being said, at this time, I'd like to ask Leanne Adams, our town clerk, David Del Papa, and Sarah Smith to come forward for the administering of the oath of office and the pinning of the badge. If anyone wants to take pictures, please feel free to come up a little bit closer in front of the stage here, take some pictures.
solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and general laws
the Constitution and general laws
of the Commonwealth of
of
Massachusetts,
the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
the Charter and bylaws
the Charter and bylaws
of the Town of Abington,
of the Town of Abington,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully,
and to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office to which
of the office to which
I have been appointed.
I have been appointed.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start off by just saying thank you to everybody for coming tonight. Everybody's kind words and your presence here tonight, it's been a bit overwhelming, very, very humbling. For those of you who don't know a lot about me, I grew up a short distance away in Braintree. From a very young age, I dreamt of becoming a police officer and serving my hometown. Thank you. In 1996, that dream became a reality when I joined the Braintree Police Department. A few years and many, many details later, I bought a home here in Abington and put down roots. 21 years has passed since then, and I'm proud to call Abington my hometown. The uniqueness of this opportunity is not lost on me, nor is the enormity of the responsibility and amount of faith that has been placed in me. I'm honored and privileged to lead this department and will not let you down. I've only been on the job as chief for 9 days and have lots to learn, lots, but don't panic. However, I already know these three things. Abington is a great community that supports its police. 2, the men and women of the Abington Police Department are some of the finest officers I've had the privilege of meeting, never mind the opportunity to lead. And 3, great things lie ahead for all of us as we move the department forward together into its next chapter. I'm excited for the future and what it will bring. There will be challenges ahead, but I have no doubt that this department will meet those challenges with honor, dignity, and compassion. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
And before we part ways, I'd like to invite Reverend Coburn to come back up and give us one more blessing. And I encourage everybody to mingle and finish up some of the snacks that we have back here.
And now, may God bless all the police officers here tonight. Your job is extraordinary. Do it well and with dignity and care always. May God bless Chief Del Papa. Your leadership is vital. Be sure you always lead with grace, strength, and compassion. And may God bless each and every one of us here tonight, that we might always do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly together and with God. Let us join together again and say, Amen.
All right, so the best announcement of the night. You've all been cordially invited to the Abington Depot. And that ends our program for this evening. Thank you all so much for coming out. Absolutely appreciate it.